Hi everyone. Just wanted to go over our quiz questions from last week. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving holiday. Hopefully, you had a few moments to spend away from your schoolwork and with family and friends enjoying the holiday. I know that sadly we don't get days off here in the online world, I myself included. But I did take Thursday to spend a few moments with my husband and my son. So hopefully you are able to do the same and get away and spend some time with family or friends that day. So I just wanted to go over four questions from the quiz last week, and hopefully these were ones that folks had gotten wrong. So hopefully uh, this will clear up any questions. So the first one I wanted to go over, the question was true false. A brand identifies attributes of the product. So the answer was false, and it was about half and half answered this question true, about half answered false. And the brand itself actually identifies attributes of the seller or the maker. So when you think about a brand, think about uh, a brand like Apple or um, trying to think of a food brand like Hershey's or McDonald's. It doesn't necessarily describe the product, it just describes the maker. Like Hershey's is a chocolate factory, but they make a ton of different products. Apple is a computer maker, but they don't necessarily just make computers. They make phones and iPads and iPods and all different kinds of things. When we apply that to the healthcare setting, you can think of a brand like, we talked about Mayo Clinic, or you can think about Western Pennsylvania brands like UPMC or St. Clair Hospital or Allegheny Health Network. They are a brand, but they have many products within. So a brand identifies attributes of the seller or the maker and not necessarily the product. So the brand identifies attributes of the product. That answer was false. The next question is product line investments and projected rates of return on invested capital can be forecast after. And this was a multiple choice. There were four different answers. I won't read through all of them. The correct answer was calculating costs of increasing market share. So what this was, there was a section in the text that talked about steps. It was a product line analysis by Copeland, and it talked about steps for increasing market share for product lines. So in this case, it talked about how if you were looking to increase market share, you could go through all these different steps. And when you got to this single step, calculating costs of increasing market share, once you calculated potential operating revenue, fixed and variable costs, etc., once all of that was finally calculated, quantified, etc., then the product line investments projected rates of return could be forecast. So that is the point at which you would be able to make that projection. Um, Looks like folks that did get that wrong waited until that very last step, which is measure marketing return on investment, which what one would think maybe we would need to wait until the end, wait until that seventh step. But what the Copeland's steps did tell us was that at step 5 we could make those projections and that we would be okay at that point. The third question, consumers buy product concepts, true or false? And what we learned about in the text was that consumers actually don't buy product concepts. That consumers actually do buy product concepts. They do not buy product ideas. So the answer in this case was true. And what it talked about in the text and what we learned about was that they don't buy a specific idea. So maybe some of the ideas that it talked about in the text was, maybe we'll have a wide concept of an orthopedic clinic, or we'll have a concept of a sports medicine clinic, or a an occupational health center. So those are wide category concepts, and within that we would have specific ideas for services that would be offered in those concepts. But the consumer would buy into that bigger product concept, as opposed to just those single ideas. So our answer in this case was true. Consumers buy product concepts, not necessarily just specific ideas that they may see it as being too narrow, whatnot. So that is our third question. Our fourth question is: a product mix is a group of diverse but related terms that function in a compatible manner. And again, this is a true-false question. Our answer in this case is false. And what this question was getting at is the difference between product mix and product system. So a product mix is actually the set of all products and items that a seller offers. So it's also called a product assortment. So a product assortment is everything, all of the different types of items and services. A product system is that group of diverse or related systems or related items that function in a compatible manner. And oftentimes that'll be called a product line. So, for example, there may be a lot of hospitals or medical centers will offer product lines, like, for example, cancer services or children's services or orthopedics. And you may have a product line manager at the top of that. So they may manage the inpatient and outpatient orthopedic services, or the inpatient, outpatient physician practice cancer services. So that they would be the product line manager for all of those elements. So that is sometimes how a product mix or product system or product lines are managed. But the product mix is all of those various, or product assortment, or all of those various options that particular facility may have. So throw in the bucket all of the things that they have, all of those children's services and cancer services and orthopedic services, put them all in the bucket, and that is that product mix or product assortment. So it's just a cadre of different names for the types of things that organizations are offering to the consumer. So that is the gist of our quiz for last week. Generally, folks did really well. Those were just a few questions that people got wrong. So I hope to see everyone tomorrow night in our synchronous session. Remember, it's not, for those of you that have done these in the past, this is not a Google Hangout. This is going to be performed through Blackboard Collaborate. Works very similarly. You'll still need a microphone and a webcam, or something similar to that. And we will be chatting. And as I put up in the announcement, this will be, it's not, there's no presentation that you'll need to make. I'm hoping we're just going to have some discussion about marketing in general, talking about market data, market research, and then we're going to, if I can get the videos to work so that you can hear them, that's my challenge right now. We're going to look at some various good marketing and not so good marketing in the healthcare realm, and just have some discussion around it. So nothing you need to specifically prepare for. Just think about the kinds of things that we've talked about and learned about thus far. So hope to see everyone tomorrow night, and talk to everyone in the discussion boards this week. Thanks a lot.